This example shows how the read and track history initially logs when a user has not yet read important updates. For this, open the document control panel and go to the left to company documents. In this example, we're going to use manual OMD 1.4. Click right on the menu, go on read and track. Here you can see all the users. We're going to focus on Philip, who currently has 0%. The user now has two options. Either they click on mark all as read, or they open a document and scroll through it. These do not need to scroll through to the very end. The purpose here is to simply establish a defined initial state for the first time. For example, after a user joins the company, this means all chapters are marked as read. In practice, a new employee signs during the OCC that they have familiarized themselves with the operational documentation. If we now go back to read and track, we can now see the blue circle around the status, which means he has read the whole document. Next, we're going back to the company tab. In this list, now we're going to update the OMD manual to version 1.5. Simply click Create Draft, and here you can fill in all the parameters and click on Save. Next, we click on OMD and click on Manual Edit. This allows us to change everything inside the manual. During this step, Chapter 0, General Remarks is updated. As mentioned on the phone, this section is relatively long. Content changes are made depending on the customer's requirements. After you've updated the text, click on Save Chapter. You can now proceed and close the document. Everything will be saved. Once we go back to the company, the manual is then sent for review and approval. This is a standard procedure already familiar to all customers. During the approval step, the approval letter, referred to as the PRA, is in Switzerland. This can be attached if required. Using the Document Control Panel tab, the newly approved manual OMD version 1.5 can be selected for publishing, indicated by the blue icon. After selecting the publication channel, NGFT reader, and the relevant roles, the publishing process is started. Read and track can be disabled, but it should generally be enabled so the document owner can review the full history. If PDF is selected as the publication channel, all users holding the relevant role receive an email. The email contains a link to the PDF in DocGen and requests to familiarize themselves with the changes. In this case, read and track has no effect. A user whose role was selected during the publishing process receives a notification in the app dashboard about updated content. The user can optionally add comments. They can then confirm each chapter individually using the Approve button to acknowledge the update. In the read and track history, the document owner can see after refreshing the page that the user has acknowledged the update. The status will now show 100%. If the user had confirmed only 1 out of 3 chapters, the status would show, for example, 33% accordingly.